Welcome to your deep dive. We're cracking open Gary Vaynerchuk's Crush It today, diving into his brand of entrepreneurship and social media hustle. Get ready to get fired up because we're about to uncover the insights and advice that make this book a total classic.
I'm ready, Crush. It is one of those books, it's like more than just business advice, It's like a manifesto for anyone out there with a passion and a dream.
Definitely. And Gary V, he's all about turning that passion, whatever it is, into a real business. He even uses this example, right, of, get this, a worm enthusiast. Like, it doesn't matter if it's glamorous or super niche. He wants you to see how much potential is in the thing you love.
It's true. He's saying with the internet now, you don't need millions of customers to be successful. Even a small, dedicated audience can be huge. Imagine someone creating a whole thriving business online all about worms. If they can do it, think what you could do with your passion.
He actually says it straight up, you can monetize any passion. Which, okay, it sounds kind of crazy at first, but then you remember this is the guy who built an empire around wine, not your typical internet thing, right?
Exactly. And that just proves his whole point. Skills, you can learn those, but real passion, that's what drives success. He was serious about wine, too. Trained his palate, got totally immersed in it, even, tasted sweaty socks to understand those weird flavors some wines have.
Okay, maybe let's not dwell on the sweaty socks. But you're right, that dedication, becoming the expert, that's inspiring. It's not just sell anything, it's know your thing inside out and let that passion show.
And that's where personal branding comes in. He's saying, these days, online, you are a brand the second you start engaging. Every post, comment, it all builds up the image you're putting out there.
Makes you really think about what you post, huh? He even says he avoids all that fancy wine talk because it felt fake to him. He wants to make wine relatable, kind of like what we're doing with his book.
I see what you did there. But it's true, that whole thing about connecting with people authentically, so important. He's not just selling, he's sharing his expertise, and people respond to that.
He even has this little test. He's like, if you can't come up with 50 blog topics about your passion, maybe you're not passionate enough.
No kidding. It's not about dipping your toes in, it's full-on diving in head first. He got that from his family, his dad's work ethic, after they came to America from Belarus.
Oh yeah, from those lemonade stands to convincing his dad to invest in baseball cards as a kid, Gary V was hustling early. You can see how those early experiences shaped his whole approach to business.
Totally. He sees a market, way back then it was baseball cards, later it's the internet, and he goes for it full force. That light bulb moment he had in 1995, realizing the internet was the future.
And it took him a year to get his dad on board with selling wine online. Wild to think about now, he was so ahead of the curve. Makes you wonder what he's seeing coming next that we're all missing.
It's like he looked at the internet back then and everyone else was like, what is this thing? And he's like, this is the future, guys.
Totally. He even tells that story, right, about the tweet that just blew everything else out of the water.
Oh, yeah. December 2008, they were doing free shipping codes for the wine business, billboards, mailers, even radio ads.
The whole shebang.
Exactly. And then he tweets the code, just throws it out there, and boom, 1,700 orders in 2 days.
Talk about proof. That was still so early for social media, but he just got it.
He saw the potential there, connecting with people directly, no middleman.
Which is even more true now, right?
Yeah.
If you're an entrepreneur today, you have to be using social.
You have to, but it's not just about being on every platform, He really stresses that in the book.
It's about using them right, not just shouting into the void.
Exactly. And strategy, understanding what works where. He talks about Twitter being this amazing tool for market research.
Really? How so? What's he suggesting? Just scrolling all day?
No, it's about engaging, but for real. Asking your audience questions, having actual conversations, and then actually listening to the responses.
Not just waiting for your turn to talk, basically.
Exactly. It's about building relationships. He even calls it this whole caring approach, CARE.
Oh, I like that. It sounds simple, but you're right. In all that online noise, actually caring makes a difference.
Huge difference. And it goes back to being authentic.
Yes.
People can spot a fake from a mile away.
Oh, totally. And he's all about that, being yourself, letting your personality show, because trying to be someone you're not, that never works.
Backfires every time.
Which kind of brings us to his old jab, 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 right hook. Getting what's that all about? For people who haven't read the book,
So it's like this. You're giving to your audience before you ever ask for anything back.
Okay, so what? Free stuff? Constantly?
Not necessarily free, but valuable. Could be content, advice, insights, entertainment, whatever your thing is.
Those are the jabs.
Exactly. And then the right hook. That's when you make your ask, your product, your service, whatever you're putting out there.
But because you've built that trust, given so much value up front, people are more receptive.
Exactly. It's not just shouting about your product, it's about building a relationship based on trust and mutual benefit.
I love that mutual benefit.
Yeah.
So you've got people engaged, they trust you. How do you actually turn that into, money?
He gets super practical about that, all kinds of monetization strategies, advertising, affiliate marketing, even selling merch.
Merch, like t-shirts and stuff.
He calls it swag, which is so Gary V.
I love that. So what, slap your logo on a coffee mug and call it a day?
No, but you see how he uses it. It's approachable, right? But it's more than that. It's another touch point with your audience, giving them something tangible.
I like that. Another way to connect.
Exactly. And some of his advice is bold. Like, he tells people to go directly to companies advertising on Google AdSense, pitch them directly.
That's hustling. He even puts his own website in the book for anyone who wants to try cold calling him.
That's how much he believes in it, putting yourself out there. But he also says it's not about getting rich quick.
Yeah, he's all about the long game, right? Building something that lasts.
It's about putting the work in, investing in your business, your content, your team, not just trying to make a quick buck and disappear.
It's about building something you're proud of, something that lasts, right? That whole idea of legacy over currency that Gary Vee talks about, what's that mean?
It means, like, true success, it's not just about the money, it's the impact you make, the value you bring. He's got this great story in the book about, get this, hand-delivering wine to a customer during a blizzard.
Wait, seriously? A blizzard?
Yeah, the guy hadn't even spent that much, but Gary Vee, he wanted to go that extra mile, show that he cared, that it wasn't just a transaction.
Oh, that's commitment. Most people be like, sorry, roads are closed, and call it a day.
Right. But it's about building that reputation, reliability, going above and beyond. That's how you build a legacy.
One customer at a time. It really makes you think about your own interactions, What do people say about you when you're not around?
Yep. He asks that too. Like, if everything you did was recorded and online forever, would you be proud of it?
Ooh, good question. Makes you think about the long game, both online and off.
He's big on that, taking action, not letting fear hold you back. He even says, like, imagine dedicating just 1 extra hour a day to your passion. What could you achieve?
Right. Small steps consistently add up over time. He's not saying quit your job tomorrow, but make the time, even if it's just an hour.
And we've got more opportunity now than ever with the internet, tech, everything at our fingertips.
He's like, forget the old rules. You don't need permission to do something amazing. He even talks about these outside-the-box business models, like a 24/7 sports talk show online, or even a whole, QVC, but for live stream shopping.
He's pushing boundaries, showing what's possible. That entrepreneurship can be so many things. Remember when he talked about that Pepsiland house place website?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, when I read that, I was like, what is he talking about?
But it's a great example of his vision, right? Dedicated websites where brands create these immersive experiences. Information, samples, behind-the-scenes stuff, you really get to know the brand.
So not just an ad for Pepsi, but a whole Pepsi world online.
Exactly. Connecting with customers on a whole new level, going way beyond traditional advertising.
It's that forward thinking that makes this book still relevant today. So, to wrap our deep dive into Crush It, what are some things people can take action on right now?
Number 1, figure out your passion. What lights you up? Doesn't matter if it's weird or niche. That's your starting point.
Then become an expert in it. Learn everything and share that knowledge with passion. Be yourself. Be authentic. People respond to that.
Embrace social media. It's not going anywhere. Learn how to use it strategically, build those relationships, provide value. Jab, 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 then right hook.
And don't wait for permission to chase that dream. Make the time, even an hour a day. Be consistent, be persistent, never give up. Like Gary Vee says, crush it.
And here's one last thing for everyone to think about. What kind of legacy are you building with your work, your relationships, your life? That's something worth thinking about long after this deep dive is over.